onward towards the second chapter of this double chapter week for Eden Zero. And I actually really liked the first bit of the chapter where we actually got a diagram of the Eden Zero ship. And I really like stuff like this. I always think it's really cool to look at when you think of, all right, the characters are here, this is next. And you can kind of see what exactly, they have as a total. And we've seen it a little bit. Obviously, we saw there was one for the ship in Ravemaster. They were only on that one for a short amount of time. They obviously this is way different. This is gonna be their ship throughout the series. We got one of the Fairy Tale Guild Hall as well as Magnolia itself, and now we got one of the Eden Zero ship, which is really nice. And it looks really pleasant just to see as it is and what we have now, and then we're gonna see what other aspects of the ship we're going to be witnessing later on. At least the only thing we've seen so far that we don't know too much about is the door with the code 3173 on there. And if you don't know, that is a reference to Ellie from Ravemaster. So, getting to the actual chapter itself, we had a nice kind of like resolution bit between the characters. Obviously, now that the hacker spiders are the ship, and we get some nice, some conversational pieces between the four shining stars. Well, three of the four of them because we don't have the last one, and actually have a sister and kind of just like talking to them, and then just like, yeah, I'm gonna blame Hermit for this, for taking so long to get over herself and saving everybody. The ship almost was destroyed, everyone almost died, and it's like giving her a hard time and just talking about, like, if you're gonna keep pouting, I'm gonna give you something to really be upset about. I'm gonna bring out her wrath. And then you had a really funny part uh where Hermit just like looks over at her and then points to the button on Moskoi's stomach, the don't push button, and she's like, I'm gonna press it and quit it. And again, what does that button do? It's so confusing. I'm extremely curious of what it's gonna. Is it gonna be a self destruct feature? Is it gonna be a battle mode? Is it gonna be like a musical box thing? I don't know. No idea. Could be anything. But then afterwards, when Witch is just like talking about, it's like it's been a while since they've seen them, had a little bit of a banter, a little bit back and forth, and Herman's just upset that she's always getting bullied by sister. But afterwards, she just talks about how she enjoys doing it, and then clearly, she missed that those conversations, those little fights that have between them. It was just a really nice moment between the two of them. Really, the three of them all together. But it's to see, even though they might not get along at times, they're still close friends, and it's just enjoyable for them to be around each other again, even if they get mad at each other for small simple stuff. Which obviously anybody who's been super close to somebody else, whether it's a good friend or a family member, that happens a lot. But meanwhile, we get back to Homura, who is in the spa again with Happybot and Rebecca, just trying really hard to hold herself up inside of the hot bath, and she's just like struggling. I'm wondering is there going to be a story behind why she can't take high temperatures, or is this just going to be an ongoing joke? I don't know. Meanwhile, she's just talking about Valkyrie and how Valkyrie was a very kind of like mischievous, secretive, but yet very cool person that taught her. Very interesting. And she said that even though she can't really talk too much about her, she does miss her. She doesn't want to see her and show her how much she's grown in the last 5 years. And it's a really nice small kind of like off on the side, yet still related to the main thing that's going on, character goal and plot point that we'll get. I still think that there's a possibility that Valkyrie is going to be a villain, maybe even one of the Erasiones Galactica. I think it would be a fitting spot for the last one, because we had the witch, who was just on the ship waiting for people to return. We had Sister, who we thought was a villain, but actually was kidnapped by well, not really kidnapped, made use of by, well, no, it was knocked out and pretty much held hostage and then siphoned off by the fake sister. And then we obviously just had the whole story with Hermit. I think it would be very interesting to see like when all of them were set out to do whatever it is they wanted when Ziggy was finished, with the adventure. If Valkyrie just ended up becoming pretty much a crime boss within the cosmos, that'd be pretty interesting for her character. But then we're seeing some nice bits in their kitchen, the Eden's kitchen, and Shiki ends up getting a curry burger, and Weiss gets he ends up getting a pizza burger, and they're just enjoying themselves, having a nice time. Meanwhile, Pino is just like, I don't have a taste sensor like installed, so I'll just drink this energy jelly. And while they're all kind of having this like conversation about it, Shiki's like already crying because he's like, it must suck not to be able to taste stuff. Again, Shiki's a very big crybaby, and again, it has been a while since I've said it, but it is a big determining. I just made up a word by mistake. A big differing point between Haru and Natsu. That again, I haven't seen a lot of people really try and say that they're the same character again, but every once in a while it's nice to point out so it keeps it from happening. But Pino actually talks about how she has her own dream, and her dream is that she wants to be human, and it's such a nice little thing, and it just makes me wonder if Pino might have anything to do with it, maybe Pinocchio, or that's just a coincidence. But it was just nice to see that look on her face, that very innocent, like happy smile to think that she could get a body. And there's obviously the wise version who's just like, I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if we could do that for you. Which they could still get her an android body like the Four Shining Stars have. Maybe that'd be progress instead of being a little chibi robot. Actually, it'd be really cool if she could get like a chibi, or she could get like a full body mech suit. Like, could you imagine if there was a version of the one that she had Digitalis, but it's like the Four Shining Stars, it's an android, but she can pretty much get inside it and then walk around like normal, and then she could have her little bot form as the backup. That'd be pretty cool. And also add a little bit of extra layer to the fun sci-fi thing. But keep her in a mascot, but also give her something to really make her happy to push her forward. And then there was a point noted, which I thought of as well. Luckily, I caught it like a panel before it was shown, that Wise did remember that apparently meeting Mother, you could be reborn. So, theoretically, if they could find Mother, then she could potentially give Pino a human body, which would be nice. And it would make me wonder, what would that happen at the end game? Would that be just like a big plot point moving forward? But because I feel like if it was going to be, full on, she finally gets her human body, she's the mascot character. So would would that be the end of the series? I mean, or would they get a new mascot character? I don't know. I mean, always, we got Jesse and Elmira talking. Was it Elmira? Amira? I don't remember. Talking about how, her plan of getting information on Drakken Joe, and Jesse kind of giving her shit over being found out. And she's just like, no, it's fine. I now know where Drakken Joe is going to be. I know where his ship is, and I'm going to infiltrate going in. And actually kind of made me very curious of if she's already there when we see it. But I don't want to teeter away from that really quick. But once it gets back to Jesse, actually, he talks about how he's actually got a scheme on Elsie. And when she comes in, he's just like playing games, doing, just chilling. And she's just like, all right, yeah, go on about your business. Meanwhile, he's clearly plotting against her. So I'm wondering who exactly he's working for. So I feel like part of Gia, he's also not good, or if they're actually a front for one of the other arrests on Stace Galactica. I don't know. There's some very mischievous, kind of shady aspects to both him and his sister. We got Spider over at Barrel Gore. I guess that's what it is. The spaceship of Drakken Joe. Actually, just like looking at the creepy tendril parts of it, it makes me think of one of Brainiac's ships from DC Comics. Very cool to look at. I like the cool like light sphere at the top as well. And he has the hacker Spider guy just kind of like going angry through the town, and you can actually see like on the ship, Probably just what I would assume looking at that and then seeing what we know about Drakken Joe and then what we see more into the chapter, that he runs probably multiple banks. He's got multiple loaning businesses, and probably works a lot in loan sharks. And you can see a little bit at the end of the chapter. But when the hacker spider goes up to pretty much his office, he's stopped by this chick who has this extremely long leg, and just kind of like trying to tear him away. Maria or Maria, however that's pronounced, and the hacker spider's immediately hitting on her, and she just when she like puts out her leg to stop him, and he starts getting creepy on her, and she's just like, never mind, this guy can die. I don't give a shit. He can go in. If you die, it's not my fault. I did my best. You didn't have to get weird on me. And she's just like, oh well. And then he just kind of struts in, and you can tell this guy's gonna get, if not dead, that he's gonna get fucked up in the next chapter, because he ends up just kind of like strutting in like it's no big deal. And you have this kind of like big angry looking cyborg hanging out with Drakken Joe and this other android who looks kind of like a cowboy, as the hacker spider walks in, and they see this dude like strip down his underwear with like a glass bottle like wedged in his mouth, and Drakken Joe's hand around his neck. And it's like, it looks weird, but I like kind of like think about it, you would like have trouble breathing, and all it would really take is him to like grip your neck hard enough for you to like clench down and maybe like bite through the glass bottle and just completely mess up like your teeth and everything. Probably really really devastating further when you think about it, probably like his real game here. And like I said, with the fact that he's obviously a big crime boss, he's got all these stores inside his starship that say loan on it, different percentages of loans and different I see one there's like, it says lucky, so I'm guessing that's going to be like a casino. So he obviously kind of works in this more like shady, lucrative style of running profit. And this guy at the end probably owes him money, because when the hacker spider comes in, he's like, this is urgent, I gotta talk to you. And the dude's just like, it better be worth more like money like to be made than what I'm doing currently. And he doesn't even really like recognize hacker spider. He's just like, who the hell are you? What the fuck do you want? Why are you in my office? And then honestly, like even like the next chapter name, The Smell of Money, you could tell this dude's just gonna be like a big like business orientated crime boss. And I'm hoping he actually is a longer running villain, because not only is he the first big villain we got, I it's like the idea, because we haven't really got something with this from Hiroshima. We haven't got like this big more crime boss, not like evil organization like kind of style. More, this guy seems more like he'll be more of a mafia kind of oriented guy, where he could be both good and bad. It depends on what business you have with him. It depends entirely what's in it for him, which could be really interesting. Could kind of have this whole like Shiki and crew could end up like working with him on some adventure, but while at the entire same time the paranoia of him betraying them. That'd be really interesting. I actually really want to see how that goes. And his design is also really cool as well. And doing like smaller bits, like he's got the cool like he's got like the fur lined coat, but he's not even really wearing it. It's just like around his shoulders, which is it just looks cool on like almost any anime character. And then his hair design, I was like, that's also a thing I really like, because that was what Azuma's hair was like in Grimoire Heart, and I always thought his hair stood out just by the design on it. It just looked really cool. I don't remember anybody after him that had it, at least off the top of my head, and I always thought it was just one of those wasted hairstyles, because hairstyles do add a lot of flair, obviously, to anime and manga stuff. I think anybody who's into the medium can vouch for that. But again, guy holds a lot of potential, seems pretty cool, he's got a really cool design, hyped for him. Very much looking forward to the next chapter. Unfortunately, we got a 2-week break, but the 2 chapters that were given to us this week will make up for it as the time goes by. But other than that, like I said, I give a lot of my opinions for this chapter are really for Drakken Joe. Just like that first intimidation moment we really see of him is just pretty. It's not over the top, but it's threatening, which I think is really cool. But other than that, like I said, drop a comment below in the comment section of what you thought about this chapter. Anything that I missed, you picked up on, you can mention that I can get into discussion over. And I really appreciate if you thumbs up the video, befriend the like button and the subscribe button, and check out my other videos. Brother, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and I thank y'all for listening. Bye.